He's angry about mortgages. It's Angry Mortgage. He's swearing. He's cursing loud. He's old. He's opinionated. And he's been doing this so damn long. This program is about mortgages, and this is mortgage advice, but the advice may not apply to your situation. Contact licensed mortgage professionals for specific recommendations before you make decisions about mortgages. You may not agree with Ron, but if you don't, he thinks you're wrong. Oh, and did we say there is a lot of swearing?
Condo listings are up, way up, okay? Which I honestly think is a function of some condo landlords, they're fed up.
Yeah.
I think they're fed up. I mean, like if anybody ever runs into a problem where they have to go to the landlord and tenant board, that's a total fucking disaster.
Shit show.
That's a shit show. Yeah, it's horrible. So that doesn't work, and that makes you think to yourself, if you have enough trouble with tenants, you start to wonder, do I want to keep being a landlord?
Yeah.
You know?
Especially for the landlords who are stuck with the shitty tenants who they can go 6-12 months without paying until they finally get to court and evicted. Imagine paying like 2-3 mortgages and then not receiving a penny in your rental income.
Oh, God.
I can imagine. People are just fed up.
It's a disaster. And it doesn't look like it's getting any better at all.
Yeah.
No improvement in the landlord and tenant board. There's also the relentless march of renewals, right?
Yeah.
Like if you got I would say that a lot of landlords do have mortgages, like mom pop landlords, individual investors who bought properties have a mortgage on that property because that makes sense, right? The whole idea is leverage to buy more, to buy these things. So we've had this endless march of renewal rate increases, right? So you got tenants, you might have good tenants, but you worry about what happens next. And then you have an increased mortgage amount, but you can't really pass it on to the tenant because they might have a lease. Well, you maybe do something at the end of the lease, but you might have only been like break even. Let's say you're just break even on the place. Like you're maybe making $100. Maybe you were losing $50 a month.
Yeah.
But you were always counting on the increase in the value of the condo. So someday you could sell.
Right.
And it would be a good return. Okay.
Right.
Maybe that won't happen.
Not looking good. No.
So maybe that won't happen.
Yeah.
So then you say to yourself, okay, I used to be like break even. Some months I made $50, some months I lost $25 if there was a repair or something. But the condo strata fees keep going up.
Yeah.
Right. And the property tax probably going to keep going up.
Oh, of course, yeah.
And now the mortgages has gone up.
And there's only so much rent you can charge to a point where who's going to live in a 500 square feet for $7,000?
Look, I saw a study the other day that rents are actually down slightly. They're down
slightly
in some product, not single family product, not low rise, but like in these condos that some of them are down slightly. Okay.
Yeah, especially the tiny ones.
Yeah, that's the dog crate condos.
Yeah.
So we're seeing a very significant increase in the inventory of those listings. So will that finally mean the prices there will fall in a meaningful way? I don't know that answer. I can't tell you. I just don't know. They might not, because we do have immigration in Canada. People need places to live.
Yeah.
But
we also have a lot of upset Canadians, right?
And we do
people
we do
who
too.
are just like, well, why am I going to invest here and stay trapped here when it's unaffordable, right? Like if I could buy a condo and it was 500-600 square feet, even if the affordability is not an issue, I'm not going to do it because who's going to live in that?
I don't want to live in a small condo.
Personally, me and my partner and our 2 dogs, we don't want to live in 600 square feet, you know? So it's like maybe people who are looking at it as an investment opportunity, sure, to rent, but
that's it. Actually,
the math has to math.
And the math ain't math. And so to your point, actually, nobody really wants to buy one of those to live in.
Exactly.
So they're almost entirely bought by investors. And if investors smell that it's turning into a lousy investment, they're faced with a choice. Do I hold on and hope things get better?
Or do I jump ship?
Which we refer to as hopium. Okay.
Hopium.
'Cause-
They're high on that hopium.
Yeah, because in any world of planning, hope is a shitty strategy.
Oh,
okay?
100%.
I hope things get better. They don't seem to be, but I hope they do. No, that is a shitty strategy. So at the end of the day, you have more and more, I believe, and it seems to be demonstrated by the listing increases, that we have more investors who are simply saying, you know what? I got my own home. I got a mortgage. I got 2 investment properties. I got mortgages on them. I'm going to sell one. I want to reduce the pressure. Okay. It might be the wrong time to sell, but I just don't want to continue this way.
Yeah.
And so that's why I think we see more listings. As simple as that.
If you like the pod, well, don't just sit there. Go to YouTube, Apple, Spotify, and all the other ones and like the pod. And don't forget to subscribe so we can keep being angry at mortgages and swearing about mortgages. Angry Mortgage could use your support.